Hi, this is Praveen. So now let us begin a discussion on rivers in India. First of all, what is a river? A river is a natural flow of water from a highland to a lowland. So that is the definition of river. So these rivers, their source, that is their place of origin, is at the glaciers or at the springs. So what are the springs? Springs are the places where we could find the water naturally. So it is about their source. So in rivers of India, we divide them under two, as the Himalayan rivers, which are in the north, and the peninsular rivers to the south. So now we were going to look at the Himalayan rivers. So in this Himalayan rivers, as the name suggests, the Himalayan rivers are the rivers which originate at the Himalayas. So in this Himalayan rivers, they can be further classified under two, as the antecedent rivers and the non-antecedent rivers. Antecedent rivers are the rivers which were older than the Himalayas, and non-antecedent rivers are the rivers which were younger than the Himalayas. Few examples of the antecedent rivers are like the Indus, the tributaries of Indus excluding the Chena, Bravi and Bias, and few examples of non-antecedent rivers are the Ganga river, the Yamuna river, the Gagra river, etc. So it is about antecedent and non-antecedent rivers. So we find three Himalayan rivers, and they are, the first one is this one in this direction. It is the Indus. It is the river Indus. Second one is this one. It is in this direction, and it is Ganga. And the third and the final one is this one in this direction. It is the river Brahmaputra. So now let us discuss about these rivers in detail. Firstly, let us begin with the river Indus. So the Indus river, its source is at the perennial spring which is near the lion's mouth at the Mount Kailash. So in the Mount Kailash, as we all know, it is near the Mansarovar lake. So this lake here is the Mansarovar lake, and besides the Mansarovar lake, we find the Rakas lake. So Mansarovar lake is a freshwater lake, and the Rakas lake is nothing but a saltwater lake. So now let us study about the tributaries of Indus. But before going to that, let us begin few factual information about Indus. This Indus river, its annual flow is 243 cubic kilometers, and it flows in three countries: China, India and Pakistan. So these are the factual information about the river Indus. So now let us look about the tributaries of the river Indus. We can divide the tributaries of the river Indus under two groups, as the left bank tributaries and the right bank tributaries. Firstly, the right bank tributaries. So in this right bank tributaries, let us begin with this river which is called as the river Kabul. So this river is Kabul, which originates at the Hindu Kush mountain range, and it merges in Indus river in the country Pakistan. So Kabul is named after the capital city of Afghanistan, Kabul, and this Kabul river flows through the capital city of Afghanistan, that is Kabul. So it is called as Kabul. It has another tributary which is called as Swat. It is Swat, SWAT. And previously the region of around the Kabul and Swat river is called as Gandhara, and this Gandhara is a fertile land because of the confluence of Kabul and Swat rivers, and it is famous for the Gandhara school of art in 8th century. So this Gandhara we can hear in the Mahabharata epic. In this Mahabharata epic, the king of this Gandhara kingdom is none other than the Sakuni king, and this Gandhara is a Mahajanapada. So Mahajanapadas are like the Magadha empires, which were the Janapadas, that are the richest states of those time, and it is about the Gandhara, Kabul and Swat rivers. So next let's come to the Ladakh Union Territory. So in Ladakh Union Territory, the first river is this one, it is Gilgit. So it is Gilgit. So this Gilgit river, it flows through the Gilgit-Baltistan region of Pakistan, which is illegally occupied by the country Pakistan, and the northernmost point of India, Kalki Daman, which is this one here, it is on the banks of the river Gilgit. And this Gilgit river, it flows through two countries, India and Pakistan. The Gilgit river joins the Indus at the Gilgit-Baltistan region. And next let's come to the next rivers, which is this one. It is the Shigar. It is the river Shigar. This river Shigar is also called as the Hansra river. So Hansra river is nothing but the Shigar river. So the next river is Nubra. So Nubra river originates at the Siachen glacier here and flows in this direction and comes and merges in the Indus river. So Nubra river, it is popular for the Nubra valley. And the next river is this one, it is Shyok. So it starts in the Karakoram range and flows towards the Nubra river. And the next river is Galwan. So this Galwan river is very popular in the present day news. One of the villages of the Ladakh Union Territory is Galwan village. And this Galwan village is on the banks of Galwan river. And also the India and China had a standoff in the region of Galwan village. And the Galwan river and Galwan village got their name from a famous freedom fighter of Jammu and Kashmir who was called as the Ghulam Rasul Galwan. So these are the right bank tributaries of the river Indus. So now let us look at the left bank tributaries of the river Indus. So in this left bank tributaries, let us begin with this one. It is the river Zaskar. So this river Zaskar, it originates at the Zaskar range and flows through Zaskar range and merges in the region of Indus river in the Ladakh cold desert. And the next left bank tributary is this one. Its source is also the Zaskar range and its name is Suru. So this Suru river, it originates at the Zaskar range here and flows to the river Indus. So it is about the Suru river. So next let's come to the next important river, that is Jhelum. Jhelum originates at the Zaskar range, flows through the Wular lake, which is the largest freshwater lake of India, and it acts as a boundary between India and Pakistan for 15 kilometers, and then it comes and merges with the river Chenab, which is this one. So in Jhelum, we also find another tributary of Jhelum, which is called as the Kishan Ganga. So this river here is Kishan Ganga. So it is about the river Jhelum, and the Doab is nothing but the land between two rivers. So the region between Indus river and the Jhelum river is called as the Sindh Sagar Doab. And the next river is this one, it is Chenab. So this Chenab river is originated by the confluence of two rivers. One is Chandra, which is this one, and the next one is Baga. So these two rivers, they confluenced and they lead to the formation of the river Chenab. And this river Chenab is the longest tributary of the river Indus. So it is about the river Chenab. So next let's go on to the next one, which is Ravi. So this river Ravi is famous in the ancient Indian history in the Indus Valley civilization. So on these banks of the river Ravi, we find the Harappa. This Harappa is the first excavated site of the Indus Valley civilization. So it is about Ravi, and the Doab which was formed between Chenab and Ravi is called as Dreknagar Doab. So the next river is this one, it is Sutlej. So Sutlej river, and on Sutlej river its source is here and it comes in this direction. Here we find a tributary which is the Baspa. Baspa is a tributary of Sutlej, and next another tributary joins the Sutlej. It is nothing but the Spiti. So it is Spiti, and then flowing in this direction we find a dam here. It is the Harike Dam. So from this Harike Dam, in this direction we find the Indira Gandhi Canal. So in this direction we find the Indira Gandhi Canal. So Indira Gandhi Canal is the largest water source for the Thar Desert in Rajasthan, and it is the largest man-made canal in India. The length of Indira Gandhi Canal is 959 kilometers. And next, if you move forward, we find another river which is Beas. So this Beas is actually a tributary of Sutlej, but we consider this Beas under the tributary of Indus, and Beas is the largest tributary of Sutlej. So if you move further, we find the Bakra Nangal Dam. So the Bakra Nangal Dam is the highest dam in India. So after that, we have here in this place the rivers which I have discussed until now, they all converge in this place and lead to the formation of a river which is called as the Panjnad. Panjnad. So Panj is nothing but 5. So this confluence of 5 rivers had made this river to be called as Panjnad, and this Panjnad river joins the Indus river at a place in Pakistan called Mithankot. So it is Mithankot. So it is about the river Indus. Its mouth is at the Arabian Sea, which is this one, as you can see here. So the rivers Satluj, Beas, Chenab, Ravi and Jhelum are the major tributaries of the river Indus, and all these rivers flow through the state of Punjab. So we call the Punjab because Punjab is nothing but the land of 5 rivers. So Panj is nothing but 5 and Ab is nothing but river. So we call it as the land of 5 rivers as Punjab. So it is about the river Indus. So now let us go on to the river Ganga. So it is river Ganga. So this whole river is river Ganga. So now in this river Ganga, it originates by the confluence of 2 rivers. One is Bhagirathi and another one is Alaknanda. So here the place where Bhagirathi and Alaknanda converge is called as Devaprayag. Before, when the Bhagirathi river confluences with Alaknanda river, Alaknanda also confluences with few other rivers. So those rivers comes under the Panchaprayag. So now let us come to here to understand those Panchaprayag. So firstly, this river here is the Alaknanda. So it is the Alaknanda. So Alaknanda river, it originates at the Satopad glacier, which is in Badrinath. And the first river at which the Alaknanda river confluences is Dhauli Ganga, which is this river. So it is Dhauli Ganga. And Alaknanda and Dhauli Ganga confluence at a place called Vishnuprayag. Vishnuprayag. And the next river with which Alaknanda confluences is Nandakini. It is Nandakini. And the place where Alaknanda and Nandakini confluence is called as the Nandaprayag. And the next river is this one. It is the Pinnar river. Pinnar river. The Pinnar river, it originates at the Pinnari glacier, which is in the Uttarakhand in Kumaon Himalayas. The place where Alaknanda and Pinnar river confluence is called as Karunaprayag. And the next we have this one. It is Mandakini. So here we have Nandakini. This one is Mandakini. The place where this Mandakini river originates is Kedarnath. So from this Kedarnath, the Mandakini river flows in this direction, and it joins the Alaknanda river at a place called Rudraprayag. And then the next river is Bhagirathi. So it is the Bhagirathi river, and the Bhagirathi river, it originates at the Gangotri glacier. At the Gangotri glacier, and it flows in this direction, and here we find the Tehri Dam reservoir. This one is Tehri Dam reservoir, and below that we find the Tehri Dam. And then it joins the Alaknanda river at a place called Devaprayag. So here we have 5 prayags. So Vishnuprayag, Nandaprayag, Karunaprayag, Rudraprayag and Devaprayag. These 5 prayags are called as the Panchaprayag. So when the Bhagirathi and Alaknanda river both this confluence, it leads to the formation of the river Ganga. So in this way, the Alaknanda river has merged with another rivers and increased its speed and merged with the Bhagirathi river and led to the formation of Ganga river. So here we have the Ganga river, which originates at Devaprayag and flows in this direction. So now let us look at the factual data about the Ganga river. So the length of river Ganga is 2525 kilometers. The Ganga, as we all know, it is an important part of the northern plains of India. So if you want to know more about the northern plains of India, watch my previous classes on Indian physical features. And the river Ganga, it is the northern plains. In these northern plains, we find more agriculture. And the states like Uttar Pradesh and West Bengal, they were the leading producers of rice because of the alluvial soil which was found here. So these are the factual data about river Ganga. So now let us look at the tributaries of river Ganga. First, let's begin with the left bank tributaries, which are in the top. So the first left bank tributary is this one. It is the Ram Ganga. So Ram Ganga, it originates at the Nagatibba range of the Himalayas and flows through in this direction and merges with the Ganga river. And the next tributary is Gomati. So Gomati river, it also originates at the Nagatibba range and flows in this direction, and here we find a tributary of Gomati river, which is called as Sal. And then finally it merges the Ganga river. And next we have another river which is called as Gagra. So the river Gagra, it originated by the confluence of 2 rivers. One is the river Kali and another one is river Satmali. So Satmala and Kali river both these confluenced and gave birth to the river Gagra. So in this direction the Gagra river flows, and here we find a tributary which is called as the Rathi. This Rathi is a tributary of the Gagra river. So finally it flows in this direction and merges in the Ganga river. And the next tributary is the Gandak. So this river here is Gandak, and this Gandak, it originates at the Nepal Himalayas and it flows in this direction, and here we find a dam which is called as the Gandak Dam. And after that it finally merges at the Ganga river. And the next tributary is Buddhi Ganga. So this Buddhi Ganga is the one of the smallest tributaries of the river Ganga. So next let's come to the next one. It is Kosi. So this Kosi is a popular Hindu pilgrimage, and on the river Kosi we find the Kosi river project. And Kosi also has two famous tributaries. One is Bagamati, which is this one. So this river is Bagamati, and the next one is Lala Hardial. So these two are the tributaries of the river Kosi, and it finally merges with the river Ganga. And the final left bank tributary is Mahananda. So this Mahananda, it originates at the Babar region of the northern plains. So this Mahananda, it flows in this direction, enters Bangladesh and re-enters India and merges with the Ganga river. So it is about the Mahananda. So these are the left bank tributaries. So now let us come to the right bank tributaries. So in this right bank tributaries, the first river is Yamuna. So this is the Yamuna, and Yamuna is the longest tributary of the river Ganga and is the longest right bank tributary also. So this Yamuna river, it also has few tributaries, like this one, it is Chambal, and next we have Sindh, and after that we find Betwa, and then we find Ken. And towards the north of this Yamuna river we find another river called as Rind. So now let us look at the tributaries of the Chambal river. So this river here is the river Chambal. It originates at the Malwa plateau and flows in this direction. So this Chambal river, along with these tributaries of Yamuna, they were the only Himalayan rivers which flow towards the north. And in this way, if we observe the tributaries of the river Chambal, the first one is Banas and the next one is Chambal itself. So it is the river Chambal. And next, coming on to Sindh, there is no specified tributaries for the river Sindh. And coming to Betwa, we find two tributaries. One is Diwar and the second one is Birwa. So these are the tributaries of river Betwa. And next let's come to the tributary of river Ken. So firstly, this is the river Ken and its tributary is Sonar Ken. So Sonar Ken and Ken are the tributaries. So these are the tributaries of the river Yamuna. So the length of the river Yamuna is 1376 kilometers and its origin is here at the Yamunotri glacier. So the Yamunotri glacier is also called as the Bandaparad glacier. So it is about the river Yamuna. So next let's come to the next right bank tributary. It is Son. So in this Son we have two tributaries. First one is this one. It is Koyal. So the Koyal river is in Son, but we also find the South Koyal, which is a stream which makes up the Brahmani river in Odisha. And the next river is this one. It is Rihand. So Rihand and the Koyal are the two tributaries of the river Son. And next tributary is Damodar. So the next one is river Damodar, and here we find a dam which is called as Damodar Valley Project, which is used to control the floods in the state of West Bengal and Jharkhand. And the next tributary is this one. It is Mayuri Banj. So this Mayuri Banj, it originates at the Chota Nagpur plateau and merges the river Ganga. So now let us look at few dams on the river Ganga. Firstly, this river is river Ganga, and here we find the Gandhi Sagar project. So it is the Gandhi Sagar dam project. And the next one is this one. It is the Farakka barrage. So this Farakka barrage divides the Ganga river into two, as the Bhagirathi Hooghly river and the Ganga river. So this Bhagirathi Hooghly river, the upper part of this river, until when the Mayuri joins, it is called as Bhagirathi, and when it joins, it will be called as the Hooghly river. So it is about the river Ganga. So next let's come to the river Brahmaputra. So in this river Brahmaputra, its source is at the Angsi glacier. So Angsi glacier is near the Rakas lake. This Angsi glacier is also called as the Chengmayangdang glacier. Chengmayangdang glacier in Tibet. So this Brahmaputra river has many names. So it is called as the Sangpo in Tibet, Brahmaputra in India, and Jamuna in the country Bangladesh. So these are the names of the river Brahmaputra. So now let us look at the tributaries of Brahmaputra river. But before going to that, do you know what is the length of the Brahmaputra river? It is 3850 kilometers. So in this Brahmaputra river, first let us look at its tributaries. This one, it is Dibang. So this Dibang river, and next we have Lohit. This Lohit also has a tributary which is called as Diloyaka. So this Diloyaka is a tributary of river Lohit. So Lohit, Dibang and the river Brahmaputra, these three rivers confluence at a place. To control that place, we built a dam that is called as the Bhupan Hazarika Dam. If we continue further, here we find the Subansiri river. It is Subansiri, and then we find the Dhansiri. So this Subansiri also has a tributary which is called as Diola. So it is Diola, and this is Diloyaka. And here in between the Dhansiri and Subansiri rivers, we find a riverine island which is this one. It is Majuli. So when all these rivers, they act as a tributaries and merge into Brahmaputra river, this Brahmaputra river had increased its speed. So due to that reason, the Majuli island is in a severe ecological threat because of the river erosion, soil erosion which was made by the river Brahmaputra. And next, if we continue further, we find the river Bar. So it is Bar river. And then if we continue further, we find the Manas river. So this Manas is the longest river in the country Bhutan and enters into the India in the state of West Bengal and flows through West Bengal and Meghalaya and joins in the Brahmaputra river. And the next tributary is Teesta. So this river Teesta, in this direction, it originates at the Sikkim and it flows in this direction and merges in the Brahmaputra river. And it also has a tributary which is called as Ringit. It is a small tributary. So it is about river Teesta. So the important thing to note is, until when the Rohit river joins the Brahmaputra river, it is called as the Sangpo river. And between the Lohit river and the Teesta river, it is called as Brahmaputra river. And between Teesta river and the Ganga river, it is called as Jamuna river. It is called as the Jamuna river. So now it is Jamuna river. So now let us look what happens before when the Sundarbans delta was formed. So firstly, here we have the Ganga river, and this Ganga river, when it joins with Jamuna river, it is called as the river Padma. So when this Padma river, in this Padma river, the Meghana river joins. So this river here is Meghana, and when this Meghana river joins, it is called as Meghana itself. So this flows to the Bay of Bengal in the name of Meghana, and in this whole region, we find the Sundarbans delta, which is formed by the depositional activities made by the river Ganga and river Brahmaputra and river Meghana. So like this, we have this region as Sundarbans delta. In the Sundarbans delta, we find the brackish salt water, and also it is essential for agriculture in the regions of West Bengal and the country Bangladesh. And due to the brackish water that was found here, we have the mangrove forests that were found in this region. So it is about the river Brahmaputra. So one more thing to note about this current affairs in the Kali river is regarding this one. It is the standoff between India and Nepal. So here we have the Kali river. So this river here is Kali, and in this region the important thing we have to note is about the mountain passes. The first one is Limuyadarai Pass, and the next one is Lipulek Pass. So this Kali river is called as Kali in India, and it is called as the Mahakali in Nepal. and in this region we call it as Kala Pani. And recently Nepal has claimed illegally the region of Kala Pani. So it is about the river Kali and the current affairs at river Kali. So one more important thing to note is the longest river in India is the river Ganga, and the longest river in Indian subcontinent is the river Brahmaputra. So it is about the Himalayan rivers. Please like this video and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Thank you.